What's the deal, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Honey. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. You guys already know what this is. This is Power Season 4, the season finale of Power. Alas, it is over. Episode 10, you guys. This season 4 is a wrap. I'm super glad about it because it was an emotional roller coaster for me. Before I forget, you guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and give me a thumbs up and comment, of course, okay? Um, yeah, so this episode opens with Tasha, Tariq, and James down at the precinct, and they are questioning Tariq. Did you see the person who did it? Do you think it has anything to do with your dad? Has anyone been following you or trying to talk to you? And Tariq is like, no, no, no. And finally, he has a small little break, and they, gather him up and get him on out of there. Tasha's talking to the detective, and she gets Raina's things back, and she's just like, I can't just leave her here. And we see Tommy. Tommy is out with his uncles, okay, friends of his dad's. And you remember last episode, he asked his dad, he told his dad he wanted to meet the rest of the family. But before they can go inside, miraculously, Kanan knows exactly where he is and pulls up. All right. So Tommy gets to talking to Kanan. Kanan pops the trunk and shows him that two bodies in the trunk. Now, these are the two dudes that Cristobal and Dre hired to kill Kanan, and they were horribly, horribly unsuccessful. Tommy's like, what the heck is going on? And he was like, why would you guys do this? And Tommy was like, I didn't do this. First of all, these are, look at the task. This is Cristobal called Balls guys. And Cristobal, yeah. The one who be with Dre. Oh, we pulling Dre name out the air now. Okay, so now we see. These dudes have been with Cristobal. Cristobal hang with Dre. Tommy's starting to see. He also thanks Kanan for saving Tariq's life and shooting Jukebox. And they sort of have this moment at the same time that they're talking. Tommy is getting calls and texts from from Ghost trying to tell him about Raina, trying to tell him let's meet up. We need to talk about what's going on here. And Kanan still doesn't know what's happening on that end. All he knows is two dudes tried to kill him. It had something to do with Cristobal and Dre. And Kanan said, I'm finna get some boys and we finna roll up on Dre. And Tommy was like, when you get that all together, you give me a call and we gonna work together to take this mother sucker down. Both Tasha and Tariq arrive back at the condo. And before Therese gets out of the car, Tasha wants to talk to him, and she just says, I know we told you keep our family business a secret, but tell mom and dad if you know anything about what's going on, what happened with Raina. You need to tell us. I've told you guys everything I need to know. I've told you guys everything that I know, and that's it. Gets on out of the car. And Tasha's like, he's lying. You just can't see it, Ghost, because you're such a good liar. He's a good liar just like you. And Ghost tells her he's not lying. This was a professional hit. Tommy tried to tell me because we had some property issues in the district that we were in, and the Jimenez gang was encroaching on that, and we had to get rid of them. And so this is retaliation for that. And of course she blames him. I thought you was trying to go straight. You back in this life, woo woo woo. Now we're not even gonna get into the fact that you never wanted him to go straight, Tasha. Let's not even dwell on that. But then, um, they have this moment where she's really crying and he is just like, I know, it's my fault. And then she goes into this long diatribe, which I was just like, I feel like playing the world's smallest violin for you, Tasha. You on some bull-ish. You and Ghost, okay? I carried her in my body. She is blood of my blood and flesh of my flesh and bone of my bone. For the 9 months I carried you, growing inside me, no charge. Whatever, Tasha, miss me with it. Miss me with it. First of all, if you were good at spotting your children lying, or spotting the fact that your children are liars, none of this would have been an issue. You would have cut all of this off at the pass. Now you have a child, one of your children, an innocent one, has been shot and killed, and you guys just let Tariq walk off. No, you need to corner Tariq. Ghost should been have taken Tariq up on that roof and threatened to throw him off until you tell me everything is going on up in this mother sucker right now. No way, Jose. Y'all don't put no pressure on Tariq whatsoever. I know what you told the police, but now you need to tell me what's going on. You won't just turn around. Hold on, wait a minute, Tariq. I would have climbed up in that back seat with Tariq. And I don't mean open the door and get out and go in. I would have climbed over that mug like Khaleesi's dragon, okay, and been right up in his face like, oh, yeah, what are we talking about? Your kid is dead. Your kid is dead. You don't question your son more than this. Y'all know. Anyway, there's, like I said, she goes through this whole thing, and Ghost tells her, he assures her he's gonna get this fixed, get this right, and she was like, you better not get killed, because we still have two more kids upstairs. Oh, do you still have two more kids? Is there still two more children? I didn't know if you was even keeping account, Tasha. But okay, I digress. Tasha gets off the elevator with Ghost and Tariq, and everybody is there in the house. Ghost goes on back to his master suite, and he starts getting his ghost kit together. He's getting all his dark stuff together, dark clothes, dark socks, dark shoes, dark gloves, dark hat. He's packing it all up, and he's steady texting and calling Tommy. Okay, so next we see Angela, and Angela, guess it's her first day on the job. She is briefing all of the prosecutors there in the office. The HNIC is there, and the only person that's not in the meeting is Stack. So she goes over the whole spiel. We're going to make this the best prosecutorial office in the entire world. This is the first thing that we're working on. There was a lot of drugs found in this one location, as well as several bodies, and this gun. And she holds up a picture of this golden gun. Well, we already know that this golden gun belongs to the Jimenez brother, right? It's a brother-sister duo. And somehow the gun has been rendered untraceable. It has been used in several execution style murders, but they still don't quite know who it belongs to. Well, Mock recognizes that this is one of his cases, and he's saying, hold on, wait a minute, this my baby. She was like, yeah, well, this is a big deal, and everybody's going to be briefed on it. If you're lucky, if you're a good boy, I'll let you head it up. In walks Stacks. Stacks, along with Mock, have zero respect for Angela. Zero respect. So he comes in talking about St. Patrick and following up on the case and all this stuff. And she's like, that's in the past. We are not doing St. Patrick anymore. That is all done, wrapped up, neatened up with a bow. Let's move forward. He's like, oh, I'm not talking about James St. Patrick. I'm talking about his daughter. She was shot and killed last night, and she is aghast. But she's got to hold it together because HNIC is there. And she has assured her that her feelings for Jamie, aka James St. Patrick, aka Ghost, is a thing of the past, right? So she can't get out of pocket too much, but you can tell she's a little shocked that all of this is going on. Now, later on, we see Angela in the office, and she is looking up the story online, and just as she's about to call Ghost, in walks Stacks, and of course, you guys know he's a butthole, he's a jerk, and he lets in. He says, this is gonna be big. I mean, there's a lot of theories out there, but Greg, you remember Greg, don't you? He thought that St. Patrick was Ghost, and this is some ordinary run-of-the-mill killing. If he is Ghost and he is this drug kingpin, then there's going to be some retaliation. And when he does do this, when he does make a move, then we are going to be right there to catch him. And she is just like, no one is looking to try to pin anything on St. Patrick. This office is not looking to do that. And he's like, this office or you. And so, of course, later on, before Ghost leaves the house, he's going through the evidence bag of Raina's belongings and gets a text from Tommy. Tommy's downstairs, right? They finna ride out. When he goes downstairs and goes outside, guess who's there? Angela. She just wants to talk just for a moment. I was like, girl, you stay going over to his house. You stay going over to his house. But I blame Tasha for that, because if her and her girls had mollywopped you the first time you had gone over there, you know not to be back at their house again. But I digress. She's sorry about Raina. Don't do anything foolish. Let me help. Anything I can do to help, I'm glad to help. Ghost is, straight face. Nothing you can do to help. I need to go make funeral arrangements. He gives her a kiss on the cheek. That kiss on the cheek lets me know that things are not over between Jamie and Angela. Okay? We see Kanan. He back getting his car cleaned out. Tariq gives him a call and wants to know where Ray Ray is. He was like, why you want to know where Ray Ray is? He owed me some money, man. I need to know where Ray Ray is. Now, Kanan still don't know that Raina is dead, and Tariq still don't mention him. All right. The fact that he just calling Kanan up and Kanan just answering like, yeah, hey, what's going on? I was just like, anyway, he's looking for Ray Ray. Well, why are you looking for him? Y'all been hitting some licks, huh? Yeah, something like that. But I'm looking for him. You see him, you tell him I'm looking for him. Kanan like, sure, I'll tell him. Meanwhile, we see Ray Ray sitting at the computer in his apartment looking over Tariq's police statement. And in walks Destiny. Where have you been? Finally, do you have my phone? He's like, look, your boy didn't show. Okay, can I have my phone back? Well, your boy did show, but something happened. I end up having to clip his sister. But I clip his sister. I thought he just owed you money. And he was like, look, he didn't say anything on the police statement, which means he gonna appeal to a higher power, which means his daddy. His daddy don't play. I'm gonna have to get out of town. I'm gonna need you. She's like, what am I gonna do if you leave? If you get out of town? If you go, what am I gonna do? You all I know. He was like, look, I got to be out because his daddy do not play. It's a knock at the door. He sends her to the back because he thinking this is it. I might have to fight my way out of this joker. It's Angela Valdez. She has looked over the police records. She knows that he went to Raina school. She knows that he looked over the reports, all of this stuff. And she says, hey, why did you go to the school? And he tells her a couple of kids' houses got robbed and Tariq was in and about. I think he's on a bad path. I just went to talk to him about what was going on with that. And she was like, okay. Okay, so Tommy and James pull up at the Jimenez garage and shoot everybody in there. The dude that killed Julio, they get him pinned down with the automatic nailer gun and nail his hands to the chairs and nail his shoulder and just overall torture and threaten him until he finally tells them Jimenez don't kill children. And you'd have to have proof. You'd have to have, even with that, we can't make a move without Diego's approval on the hit. So, and James has the gun right up to his neck and makes him swear to me, swear to me, swear to me. So obviously there is honor amongst thieves. That you had nothing to do with this, and for whatever reason he blurts out that he killed 718. I was like, none of that's gonna get you out of that chair, sir, and home alive. You just need to know that conversation that you having now is definitely gonna get you killed. In case you was trying to save your own fool life. 718, you killed 718. What are you talking about? It's like, yeah, Dre set me up to do it. And Tommy's like, Dre? Dre name pops up again, okay? Ghost shoots him in the head. Tommy loses it. He was about to tell us about Dre, but Ghost don't care. He don't have time to talk about all that. I'm trying to figure out who killed my daughter. Right now, I got to go plan her funeral. Okay, we gonna find out who killed Raina, and that's the only thing that's important. Okay, so Tasha's at home with what appears to be a bus station full of people in her home, random people that we don't know in Keisha. In walks Silver. They go in the back to talk in private, and of course, he gives her his condolences. I have investigators. I have all of these resources that I can lend to you to help you find out who has shot and killed your daughter. And she's just like, thank you so much for everything. I appreciate it. I can't believe this is happening. And woo woo woo. And he's like, let me help you. Let me, try to help you work through this whole thing. And she's like, no, everything is being handled. Don't worry about it. You're fine. He's like, where is James? You love Tasha, but you stay worried about what's going on with James, right? Okay, Silver, I'm watching you. Um, and he just tells her, where's James? And she's like, he's gone out to make arrangements. Listen, listen, listen. Okay, you guys are under scrutiny. If something illegal is happening out there, it could bring your whole family down. Okay, I love you and I want to help you. You need to tell me what's really going on, what's really happening, so I can help you. Tell me all your family business and secrets so that I can help you, Tasha. And she's just like, you don't even understand. He's like, no, you don't understand. This is serious. And she's like, you're not a parent. And she in too deep. She's in too deep and she's got to ride out for her family. All right. I think it's at this moment that Silver realizes it too. Okay, so Ray Ray is trying to shake Dre down for money. You ain't paid me and Jukebox in a minute. Now remember, he's trying to get out of town. He's trying to get gone. So he's trying to collect some money. And Dre is like, what are you talking what are you talking about? I don't owe you anything. And he tells him, no, you do. You owe me some protection money, for keeping your secrets. And he is just like, you are so mistaken about that. He was like, did you forget that I'm an undercover cop? Did you forget that I have ways and means? I've been taping you and Kanan talking about kidnappings and murders and licks and all this stuff. And I have no problem letting those tapes leak out. So Dre is like, okay, I tell you what. Why don't we meet? He's like, nah, 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 nah. I tell you when and where to meet me. All right? Okay? I got this set up. I'll text you and let you know a time. Dre goes on by his business. Now he rolled them lips in. When he rolled them lips in, he about to do something dastardly. Now Tommy was about to roll up on Dre. Thank goodness Ray Ray was there. Well, when Tommy saw Ray Ray wearing his cop badge around his neck, talking to Dre, he went on about his business, right? But we know Tommy's gonna be back to get in that ass, right? So then we go back to the house. Bus station full of people at the house. Everybody got words of condolences and stupid shit to say. She's in a better place. Really? Because she just got killed like last night. I don't even think we trying to think like that right now. But okay. Tariq just walking around with a regular old prescription bottle, pouring it into red solo cups, and nobody notices. Nobody pays attention at all. It's people all around him trying to give him words of encouragement, and what I'm saying, it's he's in a daze. He's in a haze, kind of, sort of. And he's self-medicated. He is good and lit off of this whole lean situation. Kanan and the guys that he's gotten together to ride out on Dre are sitting around talking, and they trying to figure out their next plan. One of the cats happens to Google Dre as well as Ghost, and finds out that Raina has been shot, and they tell Kanan, and Kanan's thinking, he's like, okay, all right. We see Tommy. Tommy probably mourned better than anybody else Raina's death when he is in the confessional with the father, one of his former premiers. And he's just talking about how smart and how wonderful she was. And if he hadn't been high as a kite, maybe he could have protected her as a godfather. He also lets father know that Dre is the one that said Julio up to be killed, right? So um he gets a call from Kanan. Kanan, who's just found out about Raina, tells Tommy that he thinks he knows who killed Raina. Basically, for the most part, they all used to do licks together, used to run together, and Tariq called me asking for Ray Ray. And now that I'm calling Tariq back, Tariq not answering the phone. So Kanan gives Tommy Ray Ray's address. All right. Then we see Ghost. Ghost is sitting in the church. He's getting a phone call. Up walks Tate and the Reverend. And Tate and the Reverend want to talk to him about doing the funeral. This is what we do. For a small nominal fee, we can have this church filled with the who's who of the city. You know, we're just gonna have this whole thing set up. It's something very schmarmy, very creepy about this minister, and Ghost knows right away that this is a shakedown. You know, this is a shakedown. You deal with my people. This is what Tate is saying essentially. Because Ghost is like, I don't care about all this. I just need a nice place to bury my daughter, and I mean to have my daughter's home going, and you know, he's trying to you know, trying to talk to Tate from a fatherly perspective. And Tate is like, look, your daughter's dead and gone. There's nothing we can do about that. But we got business to do. We got money to get. And I don't need you to be running around this city doing all kinds of stuff half cocked. Now, what you're gonna do is you're gonna have your daughter's funeral here. We're gonna do photo ops, and we are going to make money off of this funeral. We are going to make money off the publicity that comes from this funeral. We can make good money, and you're not going to mess this up with me, okay? That's that. Get a man his money and plan the funeral for here, right? And it's a moment. It's a moment for James when he realized you're not seeing clearly on anything, James. You can't see that your son is lying, that he is hanging with people that mean him harm, and now we know your own family harm. You didn't see Tate coming no kind of way. No kind of way did you see Tate coming. It's just now coming to you that Tate is going to be a problem. All right. I can't wait for season 5 when Ghost is back on his game. This Ghost right here. So Tommy kicks in the door of Ray Ray's apartment. Destiny is there. She is terribly frightened. He has the gun on her. Tell me where he is. He's not here. He's gone. He left town. Oh, really? Oh, really? You better tell me where he is right now. No, no, I don't know where he is. As soon as he tries to walk off a little bit, she says, "Is Tariq okay?" Tariq? Uh, okay. Puts the gun away, sits down and have a little talk with her. Let's try sugar since the vinegar is not working. So he's real sweet to the girl. Yeah, Tariq was, I didn't want him to think it was my fault. I didn't want him to think I set him up. He took my phone. Ray took my phone. And I heard about his sister, and I just wanted him to know I didn't have anything to do with it, and I hope he's okay. And Tommy's like, yeah, tell me more about it. He was a little upset about it, but you can make this right. So she partially halfway, kind of, sort of, don't want to snitch, but Tommy pulls that gun back out and she tells it. He's got a spot up in the Heights in D.C. Okay, so Tommy calls Tasha and he tells her he knows who killed Raina. Who? Who killed Raina? It was this dirty cop, Ray. Why would a dirty cop want to kill Raina? It wasn't Raina he was after, it was Tariq. And it's at this moment it all comes flooding back. All the silly, stupid little lies that she believed, all the absences that she accepted, it comes back to her in a flash. And she tells him, he says, I've got an address. I'm going to go down there now and we're going to handle it. James and I. And she says, I'm going to meet y'all there. I can leave the kids with Keisha and I'm going to meet y'all down there. Really? This is a perfect time to leave your children, because he has told her don't let any cops in the house at all. You know, he's warning her and letting her know we're going to need alibis because we about to roll out on this fool. And she gets off the phone with him and she goes looking for Tariq in this condo full of uh bus station. It looks like a little bus station in her house. Meanwhile, this whole episode, Keisha is walking around with her arms folded and her eyes kind of low, like this family is full of bullish, right? She's asking everybody. She even asking the little baby we've only seen twice this year. Have you seen your brother? He went that way. And then she goes in the room and he's got kids in the hallway watching, looking at their phones. She go in his room. It's 4 or 5, 6 or 7 dudes up in his room playing the game, looking through his things, all of that stuff. She go to the office, check the safe. The gun is gone, and 2 rolls of bullets is gone too. She tries to call Ghost, but remember, Ghost left his phone in the desk. Who should I call? Should I call Silver? Well, no, we can't call Silver because she kind of don't want Silver to know how much she's been lying about how effed up her family is. And I don't know if I could really trust him in this game right now. So she has to think about what is I gonna do. So Tariq rolls up on Dre. He's got the gun, he's got a hoodie on. Dre's in this new hotel situation trying to start a club. Y'all know he been wooing Karen for a while. He speaks to Tariq, gives his condolences about Raina, and Tariq automatically pulls the gun he is taken from his mom's safe out and pulls it out on Dre. Now Dre's like, "What's happening here? What's going on?" He's like, "I need to find out where Ray Ray is." He was like, "What? How would I know where Ray Ray is?" "Well, I mean, I'm just assuming you introduced me to Kanan, and he introduced me to Ray Ray. You knew where I was when such and such text me, so I'm guessing you know everything." And Dre is like, "Are you okay? Are you back on that lean again?" And I'm like, "Back on that lean again? He ain't never been off of the lean, all right?" And Tariq is like, "Mm-hmm. And maybe I'm high enough right now to shoot you in broad daylight." Dre's like, "You gonna be shooting me for no reason because I don't know nothing about it." He was like, "Look, tell me where he is. Stop lying to me. Everybody's always lying to me. I want to know where the F he is. He was looking for me when he killed Raina. And if you don't tell me where he is, I'm gonna tell my dad and I'm gonna tell my Uncle Tommy about you and all this stuff that you have known all this time. So where the F?" And I was just like, he doing his best to look so menacing to read, but he still looked like he get breastfed at night right before bed for a good night's rest. I mean, he really does. He looks like a little boy. And Dre was like, "Fine, let me take care of it." But Tariq ain't hearing that. And I do believe that Dre was going to go and meet with Ray Ray to pretend to get him that money, and he was going to kill him. So he would have handled Ray Ray, but not for Tariq, but for himself. But it would have been killing 2 birds with 1 stone. But Tariq ain't hearing that. This is something I got to do for myself. I got to be a man. All right. Gives the address to Tariq. Tasha goes to see Angela, see if she can get Tariq's cell phone number. Angela is happy to help, of course, but she wants to know if Tariq killed Raina. And Tasha's like, "What the F? No. Are you crazy? He loved his sister. He would never do that." She said, "Well, why are you here then?" Tasha can't answer. She said, "Look, I've been to Raina's school. I checked things out, and the same police officer that's been looking into the files went to the school to find Tariq. I went to see him, and he's the one that suggested that Tariq has gone so bad, so south, that he killed Raina. Tariq would never do that." She says, "Well, why would this guy want to hurt Raina?" Tasha can't answer it. "I don't know." "Well, where is Ghost?" "I can't answer that either." She tells her after she gets the information for Tariq, "I can't tell you exactly the location, but he's in Washington Heights, and this is the general area. You don't trust me, but you know I would help. And I want you to know if Ghost is out there doing something illegal, if he's going to kill this Raymond guy in retaliation for killing Raina, then he's going to get the death penalty." this time. I promise you that. I was like, okay. Okay, so now we see Tariq. Tariq is headed into to Ray Ray's building in Washington Heights. Very clever boy. He waits for someone to come out and slips in. As he is getting on the elevator, and the doors are about to close, his father is pulling up in front of the building. Hollers out for Tariq, which, exercising futility. So he can't get in the building. He is frantic. He doesn't want Tariq to get up there. He busts the lower part of the window, reaches in and unlocks the door. Um, Runs on in, can't get on the elevator. He starts taking the flights of steps up. Tommy is right behind him. He doesn't know how to get in, but he looks and sees the window is broken. He unlocks it. And so James is about 2 or 3 flights ahead of Tommy. Tommy comes in and they're going up this staircase little by little by little, trying to find this apartment where Ray Ray is. Now, Dre has run, not Dre, Tariq has gotten inside the apartment using the old credit card trick that Kanan taught him, walks up on Ray Ray, who is packing up frantically, and he tells Ray Ray not to turn around. And Ray Ray's just like, hey, he's like, I'm here to make things right for what you did to my sister. And Ray Ray tells him, well, shoot me, kill me then. Go on, kill me then. You come here without backup. You a police officer. That's right. That's right. And you here, I am a police officer. And you here without backup. I do have backup. If you had backup, if your daddy and your uncle was here, they'd already kill me. But you a little bitch, aren't you? Huh? You a little bitch. You a little chicken-hearted shit, aren't you? This is what Ray Ray is saying. Yeah, Raina, now she was a real G. She could really handle, but you a little bit. And so he reaches for the gun. When he reaches for the gun, we see Tommy and Ghost still climbing the stairs. They hear the gunshot. Meanwhile, Tasha, who knows the vicinity but doesn't know the actual apartment building, is down there, and she is like, I see Ghost's car and I see Tommy's car, but where could they be? And she is just, I am so frightened. And she sees the flash of and hears the gun and sees the flash in the window. And she runs into the building. Ghost goes in and runs in, and he sees Tariq there, and he sees Ray Ray on the son. Are you okay? Are you all right? And he hugs him. Second time you done hugged your son, and he has not hugged you back. He is just standing there looking like the side eye emoji, no emotion in his face whatsoever, holding his mama's gun. In walked Tommy. Tommy, Tariq, are you okay? And he was like, yeah, he killed Raina, and I had to make things right. Are you all right? So they starting to roll this joker up. Tommy is getting the bullet cases off the ground. And Ghost has already started to roll Ray Ray up in the blanket. Tasha is there, and Tasha's like, Tariq, are you okay? And she's touching him and feeding him up like she give a damn about him. You know what I'm saying? Like she his mama or something. And she tells him, give me my gun, son. And she takes the gun, and that is where we see where he has that slide mechanism on the gun has bit into his hand, the meat of his thumb. It's a very commonplace thing that happens to a lot of people. It's about hand placement. And that I only mention that because I think that is going to be an issue. We are going to see a great cleanup session from Tariq by way of Tasha, but at the same time, that slide mechanism on that gun's got a little bit of Tariq's skin, blood, and DNA. All right, so we just gonna put a pin in that for season 5. All right. So, when they rolling Tommy and James rolling Ray Ray up in the rug, he said, this the cat I saw talking to Dre earlier. And do you know him? And he says, no, I don't know him. This is what Ghost say, no, I don't know him. James asked Tariq, hey, how did you find out where Ray Ray lived? And he said, Dre told me. Oh, okay, Dre, your name is all up and through, right? Okay. Okay, won't be long now. Okay, Stacks. Stacks is talking to HNIC, and he thinks he has got a good lead on Egan and St. Patrick, right? And she's just like, we're not doing the whole St. Patrick. That case is not open. We are letting that go. Let's move forward. Well, we showed her a picture. She's here to report a crime that happened. Okay, and she photo ID Tommy Egan. Now we still got the 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 trace on his car. It's not active, but all we have to do is just turn it on. We talked about that, right? Okay. She said, and she can voice ID St. Patrick because she heard him on TV of all things. And she is just like, listen, we're not trying to pursue this whole situation with St. Patrick. And he said, listen, it's she's here to report a crime. Well, at least we could do is hear her out. Go in the room, and who is it? Maria. But she is in the room. She is ready to tell her story. Okay. Then we see Father. Father Premier. Father Premier is at the pier, and he is waiting on Dre of all people. Now it's not super populated. It's nighttime. It's the water. It's colder off the water. So not a lot of people out. Talking to Dre, he tells Dre, I want out. I don't like the way you do business. And Dre's like, we've never had a problem before. He's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I found out that you killed Julio. And he was like, what are you talking about? I don't even. And he was like, yeah, I found it out and I don't like it. I want out. Well, how did you find out? Who told you that I killed Julio? Tommy told me. He said, okay, well, you sure you want out? You can't trust Tommy because he a crackhead. Now he goes to sit down on the bench, but all the while Dre is looking around. We already know this is the end for Father. Father goes and sits down next to him and tells him, listen, I won't say a word. You let me out quietly. I won't tell anybody else about Julio. I let it go and we can all move forward. And he said, well, no, I can't let you go now, can I? Because you already told me that you and Tommy, you Tommy's boy, and I can't trust you. Okay. And the father's like, look, and when he goes to get up, Dre puts a knife dead in his heart. Ugh. All right. You ain't finna talk to nobody never again. Cleans the blade off on the father's pants. Night night, mother sucker. Night night. Tariq and Tasha are back at the condo, and they get on the elevator and go down to the basement. He want to know why they going down to the basement. She say, trust me. And as they get down into the basement and she's opening up the door to the furnace, she tells him to take his hoodie off. And he tells her, I'm not sorry. She said, I'm not sorry either. Um, and he tells her he had to make it right, and she's just like, okay, all right, no problem. But we right now we got to work together as a family. So he throws his bloody shirt into the furnace, puts his jacket back on, and she tells him what he gonna do. You gonna go upstairs. You gonna go straight to my bathroom. When you get to my bathroom, don't touch anything. Take all your clothes, all your shoes, everything you have on, and put them in a plastic bag. Look in your daddy's drawer and get a toothbrush and some peroxide, hydrogen peroxide, okay? And brush and clean up under your nails like you have never done before. All right. Then you're going to get in the shower and you're going to wash all of this sin and all this shame away. Hypothetically, okay? And as he's doing this, he looks at this picture with Raina, the little baby, and him when they was all sweet and innocent, all right? And he realizes, who he's looking at in the mirror is not the same person that's in that picture. Well, she tells him to get in the shower and wash himself clean, okay? And after he do that, to start all over and do it again. Everything has to be done twice. Now, when they come in the room, come into off the elevator into their apartment, there Keisha is. She's standing there with a concerned librarian look on her face. And she's just like, the look on her face says, I cannot run with these mother suckers no more. They all in too deep. That's what the look on her face says to me. Meanwhile, Tommy and James getting suited and booted for battle. They loading up guns, loading up weapons, packing up everything because they about to go collectively after Dre because he knows what's going on with this whole situation. And again, his name has come up repeatedly throughout this episode. All right, it's all coming back around somehow to Dre. Meanwhile, Tommy get a phone call. And James is like, look, I told you I had to go. I'm not taking no phone calls right now. Well, you going to want this phone call. So he takes the phone call. We don't know really who he talking to, really. And then we see all of the premieres, and they are there, and they are waiting on Dre to come in. So all the premieres standing around waiting on Dre to get there. Of course, minus Father Callahan. We already know Father Callahan is dead and gone thanks to Dre. Dre comes in and he has Alicia and Diego Jimenez with him. And they've got an issue of, we made this agreement contingent upon no war. And we have found 718, the leader of the 718, the killer of Julio, dead. Everybody in the room say we ain't had nothing to do with it. Cristobal say, well, maybe Father Callahan has something to do with it because he ain't here. And Dre says, nah, Father Callahan left for a different reason. So he tells the Jimenez siblings that no one in that room had anything to do with it. The deal is still on. He's got a firm hand. No one will make a move without his permission. You have my word on it. So we're back at Ray Ray's apartment. Ray Ray is gone. The rug is gone. There's a little bit of blood there. And Angela is there walking the crime scene. Now, typically when you come into a crime scene, you put gloves on, you put shoes on to preserve, shoe covers on to preserve the evidence. But this is all fictional TV, so let's go with it. So she in there with her Prada jeans and Gucci bag, checking out the scene. And out of all them detectives, out of all of those police swarming around, she is able to see that there is a gunshot in the wall, and that there is still a bullet in it. So obviously, in the struggle between Ray Ray and Tariq, he shot him twice. First time he missed, second time he got it. So it's been a long day. We see Tasha going to meet up with Silver in an empty restaurant, and she tells him that she needs to tell him everything. And he says, after hugs her, sits down, tell me, you can tell me anything. And she says, just hypothetically speaking, if somebody knew who killed their loved one and they go to see that person just to talk and they accidentally uh, shoots the hell out of them, what? He's like, that person, you need to tell James to get a lawyer. And she said, not James, me. I need a lawyer. He said, Tasha, I can't be your lawyer and your lover. Okay? You need to decide right now which one you need, a lover or a lawyer. And she pulls out a check, a well-worn check, and she says, will you take my case? So I guess she choosing lawyer over lover. Good luck with that, Tasha. Good luck. Drake coming out the hotel with the Jimenez. We'll be in touch. And the rest of the premieres, they all disperse. And across the street, 2 cars back, is Tommy watching the whole situation. And Ghost is sitting right next to him. God, dog, he with the Jimenez gang. We can't just roll up and kill this mother sucker. We gonna need soldiers. We hear a voice from the back seat. Who could it be? Kanan. That's who was on the phone. Except we calling him K going forward, all right? Because we all buddies and pals. Despite all of the kidnapping, murder, and robbery, we all pals now. Raina has somehow brought us all together. And Tommy says, I got somebody that can help. Anybody want Italian? Okay. And they pull off. And when they pull off, all we see is that little tracking device on Tommy's bumper, which I don't know why nobody else can see it but us, beeping. low jacking on his bumper as they pull off. And that is the end of season 4, Power. All right. What we're going to see going forward is going to be a leveled up Power in terms of brutality and scheming and conniving, especially since we have incorporated Kanan back into a situation. I guess we're just going to completely look over the fact that he shot his own son point blank in the face. All right. For the purposes of this story, he's our buddy now. He's one of the guys now, okay? You guys let me know what you thought of this episode. Are you guys glad to see Kanan back on this what looks like to be a full-time basis in season 5? I'm kind of glad we didn't lose Dre this season. That's gonna make next season that much more special. And it turns out that he actually was the VIP, like the star of this season has been Dre. He went from being very sniveling and very cowardice seemingly to kind of sort of being the new drug pen. He was able to put this all of this stuff together just basically solely on being underestimated and keeping all of his enemies sort of apart and out of the loop. What do you guys think about Tasha kind of trying to take the blame for Tariq? We know it's not going to work. We know at some point they're going to get those ballistics back. It's going to come to Tasha's gun, and when it does, all they're going to have to do is see that blood and that DNA in that slide lock of that gun, and it's going to come out that it's Tariq, that it wasn't Tasha. What do you guys expect for next season? Do you think it's going to be all out brutality like this Maria girl coming in? What is that going to mean? We still got Tate out there. Clearly, to some degree, Angela is still team Ghost. That is apparent. A little side note here. Has anyone else noticed that Courtney Kemp, who is I think one of the writers and producers, Destiny, which is Tariq's girlfriend, and HNIC, how they all kind of favor? Am I the only one that thinks the three of them favor? Y'all let me know. Put it down below. Okay, you guys. Until next time, honeybees. I'll holla.